Good morning, I'm Mai Rodriguez. Let's unlock the tricks of the trade, get to know the brilliant minds who changed their industries and created innovations that continue to influence lives. Be inspired only here on Trade Talks My Milyonaryo. Philippine fashion is alive and well, with various designers making it big both locally and internationally. Today, we'll be talking to one of the trailblazers of the fashion industry, but he's not just into designing clothes. He has branched out to other fields, including purses and even furniture. For today's My Milyonaryo is Filipino architect and fashion designer Francis Libiran. Good morning, Francis. Good to see you again.
Good morning, Mai. Thanks for having me.
It's good to talk to you again because today you have launched your home and furniture collection. Your first. Congratulations.
Thank you.
From the runway to our homes, what made you decide to do it?
Well, fashion and design is always been, it's all about storytelling, you know. You get inspired by something and you create something nice out from it. So for me, shifting to fashion and designing furniture was something I enjoyed so much.
So it was an easy transition?
Well, it was an easy transition in terms of designing, but when you get to the technical parts, of course you need help. You need help of the experts, the craftsmen, the manufacturer, to be able to understand design, form, and function.
Which you do. Okay, so why our home? Among all the names, the big names in the home interiors and furniture, why partner with them? And why not just be on your own because you have the name?
I want my design to be more accessible to a lot of people. You know, our home having like 33 branches around the Philippines made it more accessible to the people to, you know, to have a piece of that furniture. And collaborating with them is very, you know, it's like a breeze and a walk in the park because everything was laid out to me. And when I meet with them, I get so excited to present all my designs and talking to the manufacturers for each segment of the furniture.
And may network na sila. Malaki yung network.
Yes, and actually it taught me a lot of things. Product knowledge of like Salem is the sofa maker. They taught me how to make the form and function understandable for linens and bed sheets. Canadian taught me how to understand the difference between the thread counts and the pure cotton from this cotton. So it was very educational for me while meeting with them always.
Ang galing ng collaboration nyo. So describe to us your collection. What kinds of furniture and home accessories can we find in your line?
Well, the Francis Libiran line in our home is more of like a contemporary line. So I want something that's timeless. It doesn't dictate an era. So long term is what I want for my furniture. Yeah, timeless.
Okay.
So it's like for me, if you buy a piece of furniture, it's like an investment. You need to sit on it, you need to appreciate it, you see it every day. And for me, dapat happy ka every time you see it inside your home.
So hindi ka magsasawa, no?
Yes.
Sometimes kasi when you see a particular piece of furniture, pag medyo dated yung design niya, baka it would come to a point na magsasawa ka na sa pattern.
Yeah, and I want it to be something more of like, they enjoy adding pieces to it. You know, for example, for a certain color, for next year, they add just a piece of throw pillow or throw, just to make it interesting and different for their homes.
Right. Okay, so the centerpiece of your collection, the accent chairs. And you said these were inspired by your family members. Tell us more.
I think growing up, having a close ties with family, my mom, my dad being strong, It translates to the Francois chair, wherein it's very masculine. The Rebecca chair is more of like a softer line. Rebecca is my mom. She has a soft spot in me, and it translates to that chair. Ramona being a creative Lola, she's a bag maker, a leather manufacturer. So I got a lot of inspiration from her. So there's in my family tree, I mean, it helps me when I'm designing, being inspired by their personalities and that touch my life during this process.
May personal touch. Tsaka ikaw talaga nagpangalan sa mga accent chairs mo. So you mentioned you decided to go with contemporary design, but later on, is there room for maybe industrial or bohemian, traditional?
You know what, the challenging part also is how do you design something wherein you want to put not your name, but when they see it, it's like a Francis Libiran piece, So that's the challenging part also, wherein I want to put something like a pattern, an Art Deco pattern that I created to the patterns of the rug, the curtains, and the sofa. So I guess it's more of like each season has a different theme also.
Yeah.
When we come up with the collection.
Yeah. Down the line, meron na bang signature piece or logo? When you see a piece, you'd say, oh, Francis Libiran.
That's for the next launch.
Yes.
So they'll see it in the sofas wherein it's embroidered with Art Deco patterns.
Yeah.
You see that in the carpet wherein it's lines, and in the curtains.
Okay, so you mentioned later on my carpets, and then soon to come linen,
Yes.
diba? And
Bed frames.
bed frames. Ano pa? What else is there? Ang
It's-
dami-dami na.
You know what? It's endless. Every time I meet with our home, we collaborate with a lot of things, new things that they can offer the buyers,
Yeah.
or something to decorate their home. So we enjoy the collaboration so much that every time we meet, we create a new product for the customers.
I'm sure very productive yung mga meetings mo. Okay,
It's always fun.
Yes, where do you source your luxurious fabrics and
Yeah.
all the other materials that go into each piece of your furniture or your home accessories?
We make sure that we use the highest grade material. So sometimes we get suppliers from Europe. India is number one. Also Thailand and Vietnam. But we also try to use local weaves in the future. It's in the works that we want to put sustainability also in the things that we do for our home.
Very nice. Okay, so would you go do custom made eventually?
We're thinking about it. The reason why we came up with customization of let's say, particular chair or a sofa, we want to have that design, a personality, the one
Yes.
who's going to use it. So it comes with a collaboration between that customer and our home and me to do something like that.
Yes, because with the gowns, that's what you like about it. You talk to the customer on her personality just to get to know her better. And
I
then
enjoy doing that.
Yes,
I enjoy
yes.
doing the collaboration of talking to the client because I need to know their needs.
Yeah.
And their needs helps me with coming up with a nice solution or a design for them.
Yes, I can imagine. So ganun din siguro yung progression when it comes to furniture. Diba? You'd like to get to know your client
Yeah.
and translate that into the piece that you will create for them.
It's always nice to collaborate with the people around you.
Right, so more to talk about on how Francis brings his artistic vision into living spaces and, of course, fashion. But first, this short break, My Milyonaryo on Trade Talks. We'll be right back. You're back on Trade Talks. Still here with us, Francis Libiran, who just launched his furniture and homeware collection. But his first love, fashion, with his designs gracing runways, red carpets, and editorials worldwide. So, Francis, let's talk about fashion. You welcome 2025 with a show in Harbin, China.
Yeah.
I know you get invited every year, Harbin Fashion Week. So, how was it?
Well, it's always nice to represent our country in an international stage. You know, every time we get invited with those international fashion shows, we make sure that we carry our flag with us to represent our country in terms of fashion and culture.
Ano yung bago sa Harbin, and what inspired you the most from what you saw?
Well, Harbin is a very cold country, and it's syempre hindi tayo sanay sa mga winter
This
clothes.
is the winter collection.
Yeah. So sometimes when we also dress up for that one, parang inaano ko, I don't want to look like them. I want to be different. And how can I put a touch of Filipino every time I come there? So every time they approach me and they see something that's Filipino, they're very interested, and they would always say like, our piña, it's made out of pineapple. It's explaining them our local weaves.
So, yung pinya pa rin, our local weaves pa rin, that's what impressed them.
Yes,
Impressed them
yeah.
the mo. Oo. Okay, so what's new in fashion? Ano yung emerging trends today?
What's new in fashion? Well, we'll start with colors. It started with the mocha color.
We were just talking about that.
as a
off cam-
trend. But you know what? It's nice to put a color combination to it. It's like mocha is like a neutral tone,
Yeah.
so it's nice to combine it with a brighter shade of color, just a pop of color, like let's say fuchsia, chartreuse,
Yeah.
yellows.
Yeah.
You know, those mix of color to make it look playful and
Yeah.
nice.
So it would complement also the morena. Kasi
for me,
mocha mousse
yeah.
and beside morena skin, the mawawash out.
mawawash
kaya.
out.
Oo.
So by putting colors, you're putting personality to that one. It makes it more you when you wear it.
Okay, from couture, you expanded to retail, 2023. What is the landscape like today?
Well, so different from 10 years ago. Nowadays, you don't have to put a store or a space at the mall. You could sell it through online. So in terms of marketing your clothes, it's really, you need to be aggressive in social media and put your works out there. You know, in terms of fashion, there's no identity already. The clothes can be worn by both genders. And that's how we design our retail brand, so that it's more flexible.
Okay, yes, for the male and female,
Yeah.
or in between, it could go.
It could go both ways.
And you mentioned the last time you were here, you mentioned you always wanted to go into bags, accessories, a cologne or perfume line, and a beauty line.
Skincare.
May nag-materialize na ba doon? How's it going so far?
All of that one is still under works. So right now we're talking to a lot of manufacturers, and we're in that experimental stage. Prototyping kami right now in doing that. It's a long process, but we enjoyed each and every step in getting our goals.
And you and your business partner, very particular about branding. You're very protective. So 20 plus years in the business.
Yes.
How do you protect the brand, Francis Libiran, and at the same time make it fresh? And you always want to innovate. You mentioned that to me.
Yeah, well, that's our core values in the business. Me and my business partner, RC Baltazar, we want the brand name Francis Libiran to be there for a really long time. Even if I'm not around, there's some designer, I'm passing on that brand name to another designer to continue the business. So that's how we see our brand in the future.
May continuity,
Yeah.
of course. Weddings are still at the core of your business. With so many trends that we've seen, so many trends exploded over the years. For those walking down the aisle this year, for the brides out there, what bridal trends should they embrace?
For bridal trends, we're back to timeless elegance. The use of lace, the less of beading, minimal, but yet there's volume. There's always the right balance to it. It's not anymore the big, poofy ones. It's more of like something simple,
Minimalist na.
minimalist, but the use of the lace is back again.
It's making a comeback.
Yeah.
Okay. But what are there any trends that need to go for bridal?
I guess it's the really coned, super big. It looks like a dome of the church wedding gowns. So things that looks very stiff on the aisle, you know, medyo pasay na siya. So anything that's soft, lightweight is very important for the brides.
So brides, take note. Okay, your top advice for those who want to elevate their living space.
Always study your space. Always look at your lifestyle. And from there, you need to create your own identity. Your home is an extension of your personality, yourself. So when a visitor comes in, it should reflect who is living here. You know, it reflects from a piece of furniture, a piece of throw pillow, or a painting. It should represent the one who's living there.
For those on a budget naman, or if you can't afford exquisite and designer pieces, what 3 things can you do to add a touch of class or make it more stylish?
For your own wardrobe.
No,
right?
for the living space.
Oh, for the living
Yeah.
space, okay. It's always nice to invest in a really good sofa or a couch because the couch will be there for...
That's your centerpiece.
Yeah, that's your centerpiece, and it will be there for a really long time, minimum of 10 years. So try to invest in a really comfortable one wherein you could add pieces of colors or patterns that you could play around on a
And that's
yearly
where
basis.
the throws can come in, the
Yeah.
cushions. Okay. 2 more. Ano pa yung pwede mo
Another
idagdag?
one is a centerpiece. You know, something that's a conversation piece. It could be an artwork or a ceramic or a vase. And another one is an accent chair wherein you could just move it around, play around with the areas that you want. It cannot be stationed in just one place. You keep on
You can
moving
rearrange.
It could be arranged.
Oo, okay. I-rearrange mo yung living space mo for your living room,
Yeah.
for example. Oh. Okay, so now, rapid fire questions. Let's make it fun. Sneakers or leather shoes?
Sneakers.
Jeans or khaki?
Khakis.
Beach or church wedding?
Beach.
Paris or New York?
Oh, Paris, of course.
Plain white or plain black shirt?
Plain black.
I know you love scents, or bamboo or citrus?
Bamboo.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. Very good to see you again, and
Thank
good
you,
luck.
Mai.
I know you're going into furniture and expand it to home accessories and more. Good luck on that. Congrats.
Thank you.
And that's today's show. I'm Mai Rodriguez. Stay up to date on the inspiring stories of My Milyonarios and the secrets to their success. Only here on Trade Talks. Stay with BNC, the Billionario News Channel.